Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday and welcome into ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have the Link to the Past All Dungeons RMG monthly race. On commentary, we have Malmo and MM to NES cartridge. I'm going to hand it over to the two of them. Enjoy the race, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, this is the AD Monthly. We're here to game and break the game, I guess. I don't know,
Yep.
I made that up.
Some people will be breaking more of the game than others. Mr.
Sure.
Byer is usually he'll go for something with modern technology, so basement clip and early hook, but he'll also go for a bunch of safeties. I think mostly just to prove it can be done. Airy usually he has a goal of using the old route to get a 109 before he starts learning new route stuff. And he's perfectly capable of doing that. It is a very fast time for old route. He hasn't gotten it yet, but we'll be hoping to see that today.
Yeah, Airy definitely capable of the old route 109. And yeah, Byer is doing what the route's called max safeties, but it's not really safe because he's doing a bunch of unsafe clips like basement clip. But I don't really think anything but Airy's route can be called safe in this category, just because of the amount of stuff you're doing that can have resets. So
yeah, I mean, it's safer in that there aren't really as many glitches that will ruin the route for you, but I think that the old route is as hard as RMG, but it's hard in different places.
Yeah, there's a lot less. Well, I don't know if there's a lot less, but there's a fair bit less of I'm losing 10 frames in every room. There's probably still the same amount, but there's a lot more. I'm losing a minute or 2 minutes on this track.
Mr. Byer saves 1 frame in Link's house. Just turning.
Let's go. He does lose a few seconds in Link's house by getting the lamp, but he does need the lamp, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our first divergence. It's immediate. We haven't even left the house yet. We're already diverging. Airy will get the lamp with Zelda because he's going to rescue Zelda first. Byer is going to make Zelda wait for a little bit because he has other business to attend to.
Yeah, Byer has boots to get and an old man to save, and then he'll do some shenanigans in pod, and then maybe he'll save Zelda if that happens to be along the way.
To put it into perspective, I think it's really likely that Mr. Byer will have silver arrows before he even talks to Zelda.
Yeah.
Mr. Byer, or Airy will definitely never have the silvers. He's not going to go for that. Silvers are mostly a safety for Helmosaur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Helmified is pretty scary because you do it on like 4 or 5 hearts. Airy's route, you do it on 5 hearts. Byer, you do Helma later, but you do pod earlier.
Oh, that's true. Still on 5 hearts, believe it or not.
Yep.
It's funny how it works out that way. But that doesn't mean that pod is going to be any safer for Mr. Byer.
Yeah. No, Byer's pod is going to be... Oh, no. Byer missed... Well,
alright. This is the first usual reset point for this route is... He had to get hit in this very specific way to get knocked into the door, which stores this armed EG, but also stores a hit so that he'll take knockback and go into EG when he touches the little zapper outside.
Yep. And you have to be in long state because then you get properly hit, which does put you into EG instead of getting zapped by the electricity, and which doesn't put you into EG. Because reasons.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering why we're talking about EG in a category that explicitly doesn't allow EG, it's because in the overworld EG isn't really EG. It's just goes through sprites. It doesn't put you on the wrong layer. When we say no EG, we really mean we don't want you to go on the wrong layer in the underworld and go through walls. But there's no going through walls here. You can see Byer is still obeying the laws of physics. He just gets to ignore this one guard here that will keep him from escaping the castle otherwise.
Yeah. No EG, but this EG is different. It just happens to be called EG, but it's not like the bad EG.
This one's built different. Also, Byer is going for the first divergence from other routes, where he goes towards Kakariko Village instead of Eastern because he needs a bottle for a glitch later on.
Wouldn't the first divergence be Uncle Jump?
You can do that with early hook.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
it's the same.
Uncle Jump is just like, it's kind of a divergence, but not really.
I think it's just that the kind of people who will do Uncle Jump are usually also doing this optimal route instead of like a more sane route.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna go that far, like you might as well do basement clip too.
Yeah. But Aerie having an okay escape, I won't pretend to know anything about escape timing standards.
Well, we can expect a sub-6 escape from him.
That is true.
I think he can go down to like 549. And he's that fast.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this game. Bayer will probably be closer to the 20-minute mark on his escape.
Decent. It's a very decent citrus clip. This is another point where your run can fail. There's a chance to hard lock your game if you go too far and get nudged in the wrong direction, but he's made it through.
Nice. Yeah, that map wrap, if you move right and not just press the right button, if you get nudged right, then your game will hard lock and you will be sad. But he's in Eastern, he's safe, and his camo will be reset once he exits Eastern, so he'll be fine for the next while until the next thing that can kill your run. Bayer not grabbing the heart pots, I'm scared, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
That is a little interesting. I mean, there's more chances to get hearts deeper into Eastern, but that's such a fast heart that even in NMG usually, like it if you've taken damage. Well, not so much NMG, but like in general, you just get this because you mostly get the time back from the refill anyway, and you only have 3 hearts in Eastern, making it pretty dangerous. This damage boost has to go exactly right if he doesn't pick up a heart here.
Yep. And then
he can't even do like the backup damage boost. Oh, now he actually needs this heart. Okay.
Yeah. And it's also like, then you have to not get hit in the rest of Eastern, which is not trivial. It's like, it's pretty easy until you make a mistake, and then you're just, then it's a whole bunch of shambles.
By the way, Aerie did in fact finish at 549 escape, just like I said he was capable of. That's not even his gold. His gold is for all dungeons is 1.6 seconds faster than this, which is incredible. So it would be a 5.8. Or sorry, a 548.
Yeah. And since this is a restricted major glitch category, and also a category that allows save and quit, we're going to save and quit to Link's house and go to Eastern next.
So Aerie is also going to Eastern in a way that NMG runners might think is unfamiliar, which is normally you would like go here because you have the glove in Rando, but you also have this diagonal wall. And this is Aerie's first glitch of the game. It's a citrus clip, it's optional, and it gets you to Eastern a few seconds faster. That was a good clip. You can save up to 8 seconds doing that well, and I think he probably got close to 8 on that citrus. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
With select buffers, it's more like 3 seconds. But he did it without select buffers.
Select buffers, just making it a little bit safer, but also slower.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Okay, it's okay. Hold.
Oh no.
Have some
Oh no.
fire. Just shoot the dude. You don't need that heart. Lose it immediately. He's a little bit afraid for his arrows, and the reason for that is he will be using them to fake flipper not too long from now.
Yeah, in a bit, because he needs to fake flipper so that he can fake clipper to get the hook shot. And to fake flipper, you need a bunch of arrows.
He almost took a death. Okay.
That
he's out of Eastern. Most of the time that he's lost here was due to failing long. Otherwise, very little of that matters. Like in all dungeons, you can have more disasters later on.
Yeah.
In an attempt, you would have reset long, but in a race, you can't really do that unless you want to. People have done that.
Yeah, if somebody forfeits 2 minutes in, then you do know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not an escape death.
Honestly, I think if you fail lonk, you should just like either keep going or reset and continue the race. Because you can start a new run and stay in the race. You lose a little time in the race to that, but at least you have a chance to PB.
Yeah. You could also just walk into the castle and do boomer out.
Oh, boomer out. That's true. I didn't even think of that option. That's actually like a really good point. And you're already in the castle. Wow, I should do that. Thank you. Because I was going to start bringing in Eastern first, and that's a really good backup. You fail EG, you just do boomer out.
Yeah, it's even better. It's not really even better because you can't miss this jump, save, and quit. That's not really a thing that happens.
Yeah, you will have lost time from the jump, save, and quit over just doing boomer out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Aerie. I'm a little scary. So Aerie is like so fast at that room that he was actually like non-zero chance he could actually beat the anti-fairy and get hit. I was a little scared for him for a second. Normally it's not an issue. Most people aren't fast enough to beat the anti-fairy, but I know he is. There's a famous clip of him basically being fast enough that he probably frame rolled the anti-fairy, because normally you would get hit if you're that fast.
Yep. So real quick, Bayer took a little detour after getting the boots and the bombs that we need. Obligatory disclaimer about sword buffering, sword clipping Kiki skip, but he went and got a bottle so that he can get spin speed for basement clip. And we need that so that you can YBA into the stairs and activate your spin speed. I don't know the specifics because I don't do that. Oh no, Bayer did not quick hop. So he's got to do the backup DMA, but he's got that under control and makes it through.
He knows the backup.
Indeed.
Trying to remember if you save and quit out of this in Aerie's side. I think you do. I think you save to Sanctuary and then you go to the mountain.
Yeah, you save and quit out of the bombs, and then you go to Sanctuary and go to the mountain. That's also why he delays Sankheart, is so that he can have more health for pod.
That's right, he's not skipping Sankheart.
I mean, he could skip Sankheart, but
I think you don't. I mean, you could, but the difference between 4 and 5 hearts is astronomical in Helmasaur.
Yep. And then also later in
hit.
everything else.
Another dungeon that's a little bit more dangerous in this category is Thieves Town. It's basically the same dungeon, but you have a fighter sword instead of a master sword, and I think you have a little bit less health. Maybe you have the same, I'm not sure. I think you have less.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have a master sword, it is easy to get hit by Zazax that you would normally have killed. It's also a little bit harder, I think, to do like Hellway, some other things like it. So here's Bayer doing a portal setup. This portal setup is for getting silver arrows with the escape, but he has some business to do in pod first. This is the special sauce of this category, which is menuing to bottle and losing a ton of time. The other special sauce is you pick up this key in pod, the big key, but because you're not really in pod, you're in a cave state. Instead of giving you the pod big key, it gives you a bunch of other big keys, including Desert and Hera.
Yeah, I think it's Hyrule Castle, Desert, and Hera exclusively.
Mm-hmm. And Castle Tower, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Castle Tower, lol. But yeah, so we're in a cave, which means we also have 255 keys because the game's setting your key count to -1 in a signed value is basically the game saying, okay, don't show keys. But since the key doors only check for not 0 keys, then you have 255 keys, so you can open all the key doors.
The downside is, and why we don't just all do it willy-nilly, is that it does not give you the pod big key. And that was your only chance to get a pod big key. So we have to do this extra little trip in pod to open the singular big key door that's in this dungeon and get the hammer. And to do that, you have to do this crazy clip that Mr. Bayer will hopefully show us.
Yeah, well, I mean, he will show us, or he'll forfeit.
Yeah, he'll show us now or he'll show it later. So if you fail it now, you have a chance to come back later and fix the issue by just doing this again, but with the cane to make it a little faster.
For a second, I thought he didn't mean to open the wall, but he did mean to open the wall because
you can't mirror.
Yeah,
if you don't want to open the wall, you can hover and do some hover clipping, and then hover back out again. But it's not something he does.
Yeah, Ari might do that.
Ari does that in RMG, so I expect that when he learns this route, he will also do it.
Yeah, Ari is also in pod, but he reloaded pod, so he's an actual pod. Real, genuine, certified pod.
He got a different big key from that chest than Bayer did. Yeah. Okay, here's the first step to this glitch. You have to get spin speed in the stairs, and that involves getting spin speed and then doing a YBA-like input that just puts you a little deeper into the stairs, just deep enough to get spin speed off of them without transitioning. That's what the bottle is for, and he's successful at it. And the next part, he just has to do some 1 or 2 frame buffered clips. We have worked on this. I say we as if I had anything to do with this, but we have worked on this to do to make it so that it's not actually frame perfect for any of the steps in a way that would actually ruin the clip. Ari, meanwhile, I want to point out, actually did hover the big chest because he's doing this NMG, and he can do that in NMG. Saves a little bit of time. I think in NMG it's like 4 seconds. I'm not sure how it compares in RMG, where you do something to save a key in here that means that even if you weren't hovering, you still wouldn't get that small key in the maze. So I'm not sure how much it saves in RMG. It might mean that he didn't have to do like an extra hover on the side. Yeah. But maybe you got to skip that hover.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that.
He says it saves more time in this category. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Well, wait till you see basement clip route, which Bayer is doing here. Okay, Bayer, I hope he recognizes that he... Oh, I don't like this. Bayer, you're not in. You're not in. Oh, he was. Okay. I misread the cue. I thought he was actually not in. He went too deep, but I guess it worked. Okay, this death warp is on purpose. This will preserve the portal that he set up for silver arrows, which is conveniently close to rescuing Zelda.
Yeah. Since the Pyramid Fairy is in the Dark World, we've got the mirror portal laid out in the Light World, and it'll clip us right into the wall, and we can just walk into the Pyramid Fairy, and then walk out mirror, and then we're in the castle courtyard, and we can just walk in and rescue Zelda, and everything is fine.
Surprised Bayer isn't going for the fast version of getting the portal. He's actually going to fix his camera first. Yeah,
this is not what I do when I'm...
Yeah, this isn't optimal, but it works. Meanwhile, Ari is doing, interestingly enough, not a spin speed Helma. He must have, maybe he missed the spin speed. But he got the spin speed for phase 2, which is really where it counts. And had a very nice clean kill with no hits.
Yeah, no hits is how you like to be, so you can go into phase 2 and not be shitting yourself the whole time. But Bayer's got his silvers now, so now he can do escape and save his princess and go on to do other great things.
There are a few reasons why we need to save the princess. One of them is that I think we do actually count this as a dungeon, but it also fixes the world. There are some things that are missing in the world when Zelda hasn't been rescued. One of them being like the Thieves' Town big key door. Or sorry, just the Thieves' Town front door.
Yeah.
You can't get in there at all. And some other places too. Like you can't get the smith because the smith isn't there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of problems with being in rain state. Everything sucks. So we really want to... Like, Zelda isn't, like, our first priority, but it is kind of a priority in the long term. And it is also explicitly required in the category, like you said. So we have to do this at some point, and we're here already, so...
And not to put early pressure on Ari right now, but he is, like, 14 seconds ahead of pace coming out of pod.
Yeah.
And this part is This is Hera, but easier. It's easier because you have the hammer from Moldorm.
Yeah, and then everything else is pretty much the same, except that some menus are different, and this mini Moldorm is still being a dick. Okay, now, same as an RMG area, we'll just be sitting here through the cutscene and probably doing something interesting to not just have to sit here.
Okay, he still just has to sit here, but he did get the time save benefit of actually hitting the switch and landing on the right side of the pegs.
Yeah. It's all worth it in the end. Bayer has saved the princess now, and because magic, we will save and quit, and then mirror an hour and save. Which is really one of the biggest time saves of doing Eastern first, is you don't have to do like the entire second half of Escape.
And if he hadn't basement clipped, it would have been necessary also to get the early hook shot, because you would save a small key in the sewers that you can fetch later and use in Hera, but he actually doesn't need to do that because he won't be getting this big key that Aerie is getting right now, which is itself one of the biggest time saves of doing the pod basement clip route.
Yeah. So Bayer is just going to walk into Hera and climb, because I don't know.
He does need this key.
Oh, yeah, he does need the key so he can get the hook shot. That's right.
This key is to be spent in Swamp Palace.
Yep.
Of course. Glad he remembered. If he didn't remember, I think he'd have to audible into a not early hook route, which might mess up his splits.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't remember because I don't run this route. But that's just an excuse. But yeah, so Bayer didn't have to go and get the Hera basement big key because he already has the Hera big key because it was given to him by getting the big key that is supposed to be the pod big key in Cave State, as we mentioned earlier.
The Hammer Helma for Aerie, Bayer will actually not do... Sorry, not Helma. Bayer will not do Moldorm in this trip.
Yeah, Bayer will be coming back later for a variety of reasons. Number one, it's faster. And number two, having the heart refill before Meyer, I believe, is a good thing to have.
It's particularly good in this route because you usually have a really low percent Vidi fight at the end. However, with Bayer having silver arrows, that matters a little bit less. It's just good for Meyer too, at least.
Yeah, it's just good. And also, you get to have Tempered Sword for Moldorm at that point, so that's also nice.
Yeah, slightly easier fight, slightly faster fight. I think the big difference, though, is that you're already going into Hera to do the Hera clip to get ethered, and it saves exiting and re-entering the dungeon. When you mirror out. Oh, that's not true, because when you mirror out, you're in the entrance. It's perfectly acceptable to do Moldorm now if you're worried about Thieves' Town hearts instead of Meyer hearts. But yeah, it's definitely optimal to do it later.
Yeah, I guess that could be true if you're getting silvers.
I think the one time I ran with silvers, I did that. I got Thieves' Town, because I don't like this 3-heart fighter sword Thieves' Town that this route puts you in.
Yeah, and that's assuming everything goes well.
Oh, here we go. Meyer's not doing anything normal anymore. This is his max safety trademark. He's getting the red mail and the big key of GT early, and it lets him have red mail for the rest of the run. It's not optimal, but you can do whatever you want, honestly, in this category.
Yeah, and it's kind of fast. The only thing you really can't do is get powder, unless you really want to, but this is better.
Powder is borderline unavailable in all dungeons, namely because we don't get flute. When are you going to turn in the mushroom, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can get the mushroom with Skull Woods because they're in Dark World, I guess.
Yeah, if you really want to fake powder. Yeah. But if you're going to do that, just get silvers. The things that powder is for is Misery Mire, which you could get silvers for if you're worried, or TR, which is a completely different dungeon in all dungeons. You do it backwards, and there's no chomps, and it's not even a threat. TR
the things that make TR hard are just not there, except for like laser skip and Trinex, I guess.
Even laser skip is easier because you have this setup where you can dash out of the door neutrally and then just cancel your dash into a walk, and it perfectly skips the laser if you do it right, and you have a menu buffer available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned about Byer's health. He doesn't have a chance to get HP.
Great.
I guess if you found a way to kill that mini helmet, but it seems like asking for trouble on the little walkway like that. You'd have to get out his bow, I think, if you really wanted that.
Aries having a pretty good Thieves Town, though. That was scary for Byer.
It is scary, but it's also pretty normalized if you know what you're doing. It's almost scarier to do anything different than what you're used to in that situation. But yeah. The area is just flying through Thieves Town. I mean, you can see he has not taken any damage. And also, the Thieves Town is a tiny bit different because you don't have the glove yet. You actually get your first glove here, and your first glove is your mitts. You don't ever get the one that's in desert because you don't need it. It would downgrade you anyway, but we don't even use mitts beyond getting the smith. We use the glove in ice. And we use the glove in the portal, which is something Ares route will do to get to Mire in the desert.
Yeah, you use the glove a couple times, but we use the mitts once, like you said.
Red mail, more like gold mail.
It's true.
So a little bit pace update for Byer. He's plus 107 out of red mail. And we'll see on Ares' side.
Yeah, the blind script is the same as RMG. Your sword is the sorter.
Yes.
Yep. Ares saying sub 5 thieves. Let's go. So Byer is doing thieves now. Is trying to clip through this wall.
That was a little scary.
Yeah.
That happens if you don't normalize your movement by spin speeding directly off the stairs and then diagonaling into that slope. Yeah. And thankfully he saved and quit not too long ago, but he did have a chance to hard lock there if he messed up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the movement Byer. I think you want to go into the side entrance for thieves.
What even is movement anyway? Yeah, Byer now just gonna do it.
Oh, these are pluses. Oh my god, Aaron's been swapping his comparisons on us. He's actually +6.
He's +6 on his best split times. I don't know if that's
is that what this is? Because Triforce says 110.03. Is that not his PB?
Yeah, but your PB is just
your best split time.
Your best split time on Triforce kind of is your PB.
Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing, but I don't know. I just trust that whatever's above best at the bottom of his splits is his current comparison, because that's also how I do my splits. So let's go Airy. He remembered the book. You do need the book so that you can get Ether to open Mire. And if you don't get the book now, then you're just going to have to come back and be sad later. And
you're never going to be in this area again. And it's not easy to get back to things when you have no flute.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's you really just have to take a walk. There's no better way to do it.
Yeah, it's pretty much just save and quit to Link's house and think sad thoughts for a minute. But now he gets the Smith, and he's going to get Tempered Sword. They're going to temper his Fighter Sword and make it just as good as the Master Sword tempered.
Mm-hmm. The Smith will temper any sword, including no sword. You can give them nothing, and they'll give you a tempered sword. It's kind of like the replacement goldfish trope of like, oh, your fish died, and we just like replaced it with another fish. I don't think they're actually tempering your sword. I think they just have one of those on retainer.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do, and whether it be giving you a sword for nothing or claiming to make your sword better. But I mean, it would make sense since they're only charging you 10 rupees if they're just giving you a sword they have lying around.
They'll even temper your sword more than once if you happen to downgrade your sword for any reason.
Yeah, who would ever do that? I can't believe somebody would voluntarily get a worse sword.
If you're wondering, you can get 8 swords in this game.
It's true. Shout out to Max Swords.
It
Great
is Max
category.
Swords. That is a category that Mr. Buyer runs.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Chex' name also associated with it, but I might be
Yep.
making stuff up.
Chex has a good time in it. It might be world record, I'm not sure. But I'm not familiar with that category and who has the record, but I know that Chex has spent a lot of time in that category in the past.
Yeah. So, yeah, now once we have our sword, Skullwoods is literally just an MG, except you save and quit at the end, but that's technically in the next split, so it doesn't count. But all signs seem to be pointing positive for Ares Skullwoods. Fire, I think, is still on blind script, which is good. Nice. Fire
Skullwoods is, by the way, like the only split that's like identical to NMG. I think the most that can be different about it is having like one less heart, maybe.
Yeah, or getting mushroom if you are into that.
I've literally never seen someone take mushroom as a safety in all dungeons. I think they're just better safeties out there.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Byers running max safeties, and I don't think he gets mushroom, so. Yeah, Aerie in a good spot, entering the moth fight now. Oh, Scudge Woods. Yeah. Yeah, RMG Hundo does Scudge Woods. I can't remember why, because I haven't thought about that category in like a year. But yeah, in that you get Fire Rod out of Skullwoods, and then you go and do other stuff after Thieves. And then you clip from tier to Skullwoods in endgame. But in AD, you don't really have anything else to do, so you can just do Fire Rod and then the rest of Skullwoods in one trip, and it's pretty good. But now Aerie is through Skullwoods, and now we need a few more things before we do a bunch of dungeons all in a row. So we're going to go get Ether off the top of the mountain, and then we're going to run across the mountain and go get Flippers, because we need those for Swamp Palace, and we also need them for Misery Mire for Aerie.
This is different from what Buyer will do, because he will only get Ether on this trip, and you can get Flippers later because he does Swamp so late. But
yeah,
Aerie will do Swamp after Mire, and he needs to have the Flippers already.
Yeah, and also Buyer does not need the Flippers for Mire, because Buyer already has the hookshot.
Oh, that's true. He'll actually be in Swamp in Mire.
Yeah, because Hera, Mire, and Swamp are really all the same dungeon. If you really
Buyer
think
did
about
a fake Flipper when he was there.
Yeah.
Technically, you could do that in Mire if you wanted to, but since you have the opportunity to get the Flippers and need them for Swamp anyway, then there's no reason not to get them here.
Yeah. So Aerie is just going to clip off the mountain and then go into Zora's Domain. And pay the big fish 500 rupees and get his Flippers. palette is just messed up here, all muddy, because it hasn't been updated since we left F9. So we got muddy water today.
Buyer's getting some benefits from the red meal here. It would have been a 2-heart hit and then another 2-heart hit from the Gibdo, and he got 2 half hearts instead.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Harry was mashing and got X. Didn't know that was a thing. I think you can just hold select during that flipper animation. But I'm not sure if it's possible to accidentally map if your mashing is good enough, even if you're holding select.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't watching.
You know, NMG runners don't usually save and quit, so saving and quitting isn't really like something you think about. Like, oh, you can just hold select. But this is a bomb clip that saves a tiny bit of time. It's about 2 seconds.
As I recall, the dock says like 4, and then the
It's 4.
Yeah, and then the Boyne spin speed is 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's over just going around and lifting the rock at the bottom.
Yeah.
The problem with Boyne spin speed is there's these enemies that harass you, and it's, I mean, in my opinion, it's harder than doing the bomb clip out.
Yeah. I never liked the bomb clip until I learned that I was doing the setup wrong for years.
Oh, well, that would do it.
Yeah, and then I was fine with the bomb clip. Because you're supposed to do the setup the way Aerie did, not dashing off the diagonal.
I'm mildly concerned for Bayer's HP situation because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, he has red mail, but he can only still take 1 spike hit.
Yeah, because spikes still do a full heart.
Red mail's not as good a safety as you would expect it to be. So much of the damage you take in this game is from straight hazards. Oh gosh, he just took an extra. Wait, did he? Oh my gosh. Oh, now
yeah.
he's in 1-hit KO.
No, Mock still does a half a heart.
Yeah, but he can get hit by a spike and die.
That's true.
So if he's in between a rock and a hard place, he needs to hit the rock. Okay, or just win the fight.
Yeah, or just beat out of the game.
Nice fight.
Yeah.
2 spike. Aerie, by the way, lost a ton of time for having to get the Desert Big Key. Bayer will get to skip.
Yeah.
Now, this is against the route, not against himself. Obviously, he had to get that key in the last run, too.
Yeah. I was like, not really, but also mildly hoping Bayer would die so I could talk about fake worlds and having to fix those.
He doesn't have to fix this fake world, though. Skullwoods you can just walk back in and do, and then you save and quit after.
Yeah. It's true. But I would have still talked about fake worlds and how it didn't apply here.
Oh, we can talk about fake worlds in pod.
Oh, that is true, because Bayer will be back there later.
So the deal with fake worlds is there are certain crystal dungeons that will not drop their crystal if you have a certain corresponding pendant, if you're not actually in the dark world. And one thing Bayer has to remember to do is he has to like mirror to the real dark world when he's in pod before he actually kills Helmosaur, because otherwise the desert pendant will prevent him from getting the crystal.
Yeah, because he has never gone to the dark world. Well, when he goes to pod, he's clipping from the light world, so he doesn't actually enter the dark world, so the game still thinks he's in the light world. And
yes.
There's a bunch of ways you can tell that's the case. One of them is the pots, and that's the big one, really.
The other way you can be in fake dark world is you're in the dark world and you die, and Aga 1 hasn't been defeated yet. It tries to put you back in the light world, but you're in a dungeon, so you go to the dungeon entrance instead.
Yep.
So that means Ice Palace and Mire, those are the 2 places where you don't want to die, because then you have to mirror to get back to the real dark world before killing that boss. I don't expect Bayer to have trouble with deaths in those dungeons, because he has red mail. Like, nothing's going to hurt him now.
Yeah. That is pretty true. And he's got silvers for Vetty, so he won't die there. There's just... Yeah. Aerie does have the potential to die in a couple places just because he's on Greenvale, so things won't hit a lot harder. But I believe in Aerie not dying.
I also believe in Aerie not dying because this is way easier than NMG in this route. Oh, look, there's that bottle again.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
we should have done a how many times does Fire accidentally menu to the bottle and as a gamble. Anyway,
Yeah.
the bottle is the worst. Like having that thing in your menu is just poison. But
It
Aerie
really- yeah.
will refill his hearts on the way to the hook shot. And then he gets to keep them if he does the right clips.
Yeah, hopefully he does do the dash citrus. Yeah,
It's
Aerie, yeah.
it's a really good. I like this route. This is like the old late hook route. But I like it because it makes Meyer super cozy. You can have up to 10 hearts going into Vidi.
Yeah, it's great. Well, you get
It's
spiky
not.
early. That's right.
You get spiky early. You take an intentional fall after the cane, so you have one less heart.
Yeah.
Trying to remember if there's a place where you get a heart back. I think there actually isn't. But it's still, like, 9 hearts is still a lot. You can also hover. It saves a heart and makes it a little faster. Oh, he's gonna do this? Oh, this is so cool.
Let's go.
Yes. Oh, let's do that.
Let's
Saves
go,
like
Aerie.
8 seconds. That's a really good hover if you can do it.
Yeah. 8
And
seconds? I thought it saved like 8 years.
I don't know. It's a lot. Nobody does it though. But he does it because it's very similar to the one in Pod. It's one of those rail clip hovers.
Yeah, the trouble is that if you're able to hover at that level of consistency, you're really just gonna run a route that involves basement clip or early hook shot or both, probably both. And yeah,
Is it still faster? Like, do you still get that key?
I mean, yeah, I guess you do.
I'm not sure. Is that
I
what
don't
puts
know.
you back in the room that's close to going to Swamp, which is what Aerie's doing now?
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't
normally you
seem...
have to do a whole loop around and so you can go to Swamp, which is what Aerie's doing.
He'd be doing this in NMG if it saved time in NMG. That's my answer. I'm gonna assume it doesn't save time in NMG just because of that alone.
Yeah, I'd buy it. Yeah, now Aries clipped a Swamp, and the game still thinks he's in Meyer, so when he opens the big chest, it will check for the Meyer big key, and it'll see, yes, you have the big key, so it'll give him the hook shot, and then he can mirror back to the Meyer entrance and go kill Vidi.
This saves going to left side Swamp, which is a million years.
Yep. Yeah, as I recall, the doc says something about if you really want, you don't have to do this clip, but it does save a million years, so just learn it.
This clip is also not as hard as it was when the doc was written. The doc was written, people were bomb clipping, and the bomb clip is annoying and finicky. Sometimes you have to like adjust for a bad pixel and do a bunch of 1-frame buffers. And now you just do, it's still 1-frame buffers, but it's easier.
It's consistent 1-frame buffers.
The dash clip is pretty forgiving. Oh, here's the hover I mentioned. So now you can have a really cozy 10 hearts going into Vidi. I mean, Vidi, it's still Vidi. Vidi can go wrong, but Aerie knows what he's doing. I don't expect that to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. When I was first learning this category, I learned the bomb clip, like, because it was like right before Dash Citrus got discovered, and then
Same.
yeah, and then I didn't learn Dash Citrus because I was like, okay, well, I already know bomb clips. I don't really want to relearn the same clip. And then I came back to glitches like 2 years later, and then I learned Dash Citrus. I can't remember exactly why.
Fire is showing us why like silver arrows are so good in this route. He has 5 hearts. If he didn't have silvers, he would have to do a perfect Vidi fight to do it on only 5 hearts, which is much tighter than doing it on 6 hearts. You can do a little bit of slop and swing a little wider and make the fight a little safer if you have 6 hearts, but if you have 5 hearts, you can't do that. Thankfully, Bayer doesn't care because he has silver arrows. Also, we do a different spooky. You saw Aerie just do it. Bayer might arm it here. Yeah, he will. Aerie actually saves more time on the spooky than Bayer does because of the fact that he got to arm it in the bridge room.
Nice. Fire gets it too.
So,
And then you have the meme spooky in here that nobody's going to go for because it sucks.
I didn't know you could spooky with that here. There is a meme spooky, like you can actually spooky twice.
Oh no, there's like I think there's a way to spooky in the room you normally do third spooky in.
Mm-hmm. You just fire it down. Oh yeah, you're talking about the third spooky, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different altitude variable, which is why it's different. But there is also like I'm in the second spooky room, the one where you do the dashes. You can just fire down and have a 50-50 chance of getting a spooky, but it doesn't really gain time on average. It just uses magic for no reason. Saves 2 seconds or loses 2 seconds, and you also lose magic, so overall it loses on refill.
Yep. Yeah, our runners are actually in the same place at the same time. Just in wildly different places in their routes. Well, different places in the routes. I don't know about wildly.
Okay, Ari's doing probably my favorite overworld segment in the game, which is this Beat the Zora clip. I love this so much. You have to have a really good clipping.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
You can see it took him 2 tries and he got punished for it because the Zora was just a little faster than him. There's also a little movement you could have done on that screen that makes him hop farther, where you actually go up and then hop.
Now, Bayer he already has his Desert Big Key because it was included in the Cave State Big Key package. And he can just walk into the back of Desert and do fun things.
Ari got an anti-fairy skip, Area AF.
Area AF?
And it's going to be a really quick swamp because you just walk past everything, go to the back, you already have the hook shot. And then you get to do Diver Down, which you can't do in RMG.
Yeah, Diver Down just saves a little bit of time. Just allows you to take a little bit of a different route in the back of Swamp. Are also going to get the arrows so that you can prep for Ice Armos later, which Byron's already done. But now Byron's going to do another clip that he can totally hardlock on, but I believe it won't happen.
It's scary, but also you can see that the bomb knocks him backwards, and that's okay. As long as he doesn't get nudged backwards or move backwards on his own, he's fine. The danger in that is if you get spooked by a guard in the grass and instinctively press backwards, then you can hardlock. But if you unearth a guard, the guard actually can't really hurt you. He can knock you to the left, and that's bad, but you can save and quit out of that and back it up. That loses a lot of time, but it doesn't hardlock your game.
Yeah, and hardlocking is infinitely worse because you can't save and quit out of that.
It's like a death in Super Metroid, you just lose everything.
Yeah, if you die in Super Metroid, you die in real life.
So the next thing Ari will do is Ice Palace, which Bayer will actually do as his last dungeon before GT. And he will also do a glitch that you can hardlock on. But most people don't. It's not actually that hard. The pixel window for transitioning is very broad, so you don't really need to endanger yourself by trying to go too high.
Yeah, it's very lenient. Just don't walk to the wrong pixel.
So Turtle Rock is really cozy in all dungeons. You do the mirror wrap, which is not that hard, and then you go backwards to this maze, which is just hold up. If you don't want to get hit by this fire bar, you can spin your sword to lose time, but I don't think Bayer's worried about his health. And you get the key, the big key, and you just mirror back out to the back and do Trinix. Also, if you die to Trinix, it just puts you in the laser bridge entrance. So, I don't know what happened to Aerie, but he's doing the right thing.
He jumped off the
backing
ledge.
it up. He jumped off the ledge?
Yeah, he did. I think he transitioned high and jumped off the ledge instead of doing the correct hop and mirror wrapping, but...
Right,
yeah.
So if you transition high, the correct thing to do is to just non-quick hop to the left, puts you in the water, and then you swim down until you're out of the water again. And it puts you right on the edge of the screen, just the same. As long as you have the flippers, which you will in this run. Okay. Back on track. Ice Palace has a couple glitches in it. The first one being, well, the mirror wrap that he would have used to get in. And then the second one being that bomb clip through the diagonal wall. And the third one is over here with the icebreaker.
Yep. Yeah, at this point, you've got the switch hit, so you can just go through the dungeon and... Oh, Air's gonna get the big key. Oh, blue mail?
That's blue mail? I didn't expect that. Blue mail costs 10 seconds. Oh, Bayer's having a party.
Air said it was a mistake. Gotta commit to the mistake, though, and get the blue mail. Come on.
You can get the blue mail. It still costs time to get. I don't think he needs it. There's nothing left in this run that is really a threat to Aerie.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to say that Cold Stare can happen, but it's...
Cold Stare can happen.
He can take 2 hits from Cold Stare. He's fine.
I guess, yeah. GT can also happen, I guess.
GT can happen because you actually climb GT with low HP if you're being optimal. You save and quit an old man. You climb to GT with missing hearts already. So you don't start with your full health like you do in RMG. It costs 6 seconds to get the refill from Old Man. And I don't think Aerie will... I think if Aerie wanted to spend 6 seconds, he would get the blue mail here. Not sure. Since he already got the big key. Yeah, rip the time save. That's okay. He's still having a really good run. Really good Cold Stare, too. Yeah, it was mostly the mirror wrap, getting the big key by accident. And the mirror wrap is the big one. It costs 8 seconds to just not do the mirror wrap at all and walk over to the mitts area, but to start the mirror wrap and mess that up and then go to the mitts, I'm not sure how much time lost that is. It's probably not that much less, but you can see that I can see the time bleeding away. This can still, I think this can still PB though. Depends on what kind of blue ball he's running against. There is, of course, Aga 1, that is a dungeon, and it's at the end.
Yeah, that's
it's a little rough. It's a little rough to have all your blue balls at the end. Some people like it because it means that you could never get attached to your paces, and you can have hope if you are running against like a bad blue balls that you can just like get better luck. Oh, Bayer going for... So he's going for something called Louis Hop, and he missed. I think he should just clip through that wall manually, but he waited for the dead rock.
Yeah, this is easier. At least just to wait for the dead rock and walk through the wall. No, Aerie is gonna go and get the ice rod. It's gonna do this clip. This is fun.
Oh yeah, that's a old school strat. Pretty hard, in my opinion, but mostly because I never learned it.
Yeah, that's...
There's newer ways to get ice rod, but he's pretty adamant about not using new tech.
Yeah, this is truly like we were seeing a run from 2020.
He really wants to beat his time by his skill, because he is a better runner than he was when he got this PB, even though it is a very good PB. I think this might have been world record at one time. I know he used to have the All Dungeons world record.
Yeah. He definitely has the skill to do it. So I respect being. Oh, let's go. We got the fairy before.
Oh,
tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah, I got the fairy drop, and then it just walked into his hands. So
The nice thing about that is Ari does go for a strat in Trinex that saves time on the refill. Oh, he misses Mira. No. This is a same frame input, so it's easy to miss. Okay, Buyer is doing pod. He has to exit the dungeon and then mirror. That's really important. Here we go.
let's go.
The run's not dead. Oh, he got hit.
Yeah, that was weird.
Unusual. He got like clipped to the rail? Am I mistaken?
I don't know. It looked really far left, but I think
Oh, that's
maybe
really
he didn't
weird.
Walk far up.
But I was
Up
watching
enough? Oh, yeah.
Buyer, so.
Yeah, I also don't know.
Oh, that's funny. You get the key here. You have the option of doing a second basement clip, but most people don't go for that in races.
Yeah,
It's hard
It's
to
like-
save time on, even if you're good at it.
yeah. It's like it technically saves time if you're good at it, but it's hard. And this is a race, so you really don't want to be doing more than one basement clip if you don't have to.
So this room is the same. Oh, geez.
Oh,
You know what? That fairy saved his life.
Yep.
Let's praise the fairy.
Mhm. This room is a little different from RMG, just because the switch isn't up at the start. But
Oh yeah, there's an optimal strat you can do that is pretty tight, but most people don't go for it.
sounds like a lot of rooms in this game.
Okay. I don't think Ares should be getting hit here, Alex. I think he's fine. Oh jeez.
Oh god.
He's allowed to take that hit. That only does 1 heart of damage. Generally speaking, with Trinex, heads do 1 heart and bodies do 4. Didn't cost him the 1 cycle. Please. Oh my god. That was so close.
That was terrifying.
Was he in iframes when that happened? Like Trinex in iframes? That looked like it should have hit.
Yeah, I don't know. But he gets the heart, and gets the crystal, and he's safe for now. So Ari will be doing GT next, and then he does Aga Tower and wins the game. Buyer still has to do Swamp and Ice, and then he's got the bottom half of GT done already. And then they will be synced up. After
Buyer's-
Swamp Ice.
Byers managed to save a minute in Mire. I didn't notice that, but oh my goodness.
No.
Okay, he missed split there. Okay. But he did save a minute in Mire, which is really good. He's still off pace, but it's actually wondering if he like just missplit in his PB or changed his route a little bit, because it almost looked like he lost a minute and then gained it back.
I mean, his Myra was pretty solid, so it could be he just played well. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, body does 1 heart. That's including phase 2. Phase 2 actually does have a distinction between head and body. But most people aren't getting hit by the body in phase 2.
Harry does also need to remember that he doesn't have the flute, so his menus are different.
Oh.
Oh, get Spike Skip, let's go!
Let's go.
Now it's Byer's turn to do Diver Down, and then he'll do Argus. Is that block too far left? No, it's not. Okay.
Just barely. It's sticking out by like 2 pixels.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
The little 2 pixels that could. Now, Aerie, he's got his GT big key, so he can go up the tower. Byer's done with Argus. Well, Argus phase 1. Now
So
he's got
Byer-
Argus done.
Fire could have, in theory, like taken out the bow and shot him, but it doesn't actually save time because you want to stay on hook shot for the next part. That's why Aerie didn't go
Yep.
for the double fire rod kill.
Yeah, it is better to take the 2 cycle with 2 tempered sword spins and keep your hook shots so you can hook speed on the screen, and then hook shot into the wall for Ice Palace Mirror Up, which hopefully Byer will show us in like a minute.
I think it probably loses less time with bow, but I don't think it's like that bad. Like I don't think it's like that different. I think it's like maybe it loses 1 second instead of 2, or breaks even or something. I don't think it's worth menuing to this bow and getting lag and firing a shot and losing an arrow. You have to menu and then you have to menu back, and that's really where the time loss is.
Okay, gets over. This looks good so far for Byer. Nice.
Oh my god, he just goes for it. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, he
I
had
mean,
plenty of space, but still.
Yeah. I also just go for it, so I was like pretty much not scared. But it's always a bit scary when you're not the one doing it.
Oh no, you've got the key. Okay, I can definitely say for sure Byer will not be getting the blue mail. It would downgrade his red mail. Although it'd be funny if he did.
It would be really funny.
I think it would be a really good meme. Okay, so I see Ari getting that triple. This is like the difference between a 123 runner and like a normal person. Is like usually you see Aga lining up in a row like that. Your instinct is to go, you know, in the row with them, and that would be fine. But he can still get the triple standing to the side of them. Run's not over yet though. He has one more dungeon.
I think one of the major differences between a 123 runner and a normal person is that the 123 runner has played Link to the Past.
Also, that's a quick warp. A little scary because he had to walk really close to the Ganon hole. I don't know if he actually got the warp. He got the hit, which is not what you want.
Oh. Well, Ares is a 123 runner because he's got a lot of 123s. But I guess he is...
Oh yeah, he's a 122 runner. That's true.
Yeah. He's grown up.
Yeah. One of two in the world.
It's true.
That said, I think most 123 runners also could have landed that triple. Another gold for Bayer. Nice. Despite missing the key. The Aga Tower's a little different. You have the fire rod. You have a choice. You can go on hookshot and do hookshot strats, which is the most like doing normal Aga Tower because you can do circle of pots normally, but the fire rod you can obliterate everything, and then you have to do circle of pots in a weird way. You also don't get to do the hook speed right before Aga 1, which is sad. The buyer seemed like he was like a lot of dungeons behind, but actually he just climbs 3T because he already did basement. He also will get to kill Ganon with silvers, save a little time. I mean, like, Ares still way ahead in the race, but he's not as ahead as he looks. Okay, enemy counting.
Oh, I wasn't counting. I've been a lackadaisical commentator.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, at least.
Yeah, I've been watching Liar's Gauntlet, which is a little more exciting, not gonna lie.
Okay, two.
Also, there is something different about GT when you have silvers. I don't know if Bayer will go for this, but you can go for some magic refill skipping by using the lamp here and save a little bit of time because you haven't used any magic on Lammo 2. You have like a million magic to use in other places.
Yeah. No, with silvers, that the Lammo 2 fight is taken care of. So
actually,
yeah, you get to fire rod torches, I think.
You do get to fire rod the torches. Yeah, and still skip the magic. Yeah, that's true. Because he uses 2 canes.
But Wizrobe is unfun, though.
Yeah, and then you get a pot there. Yeah, that should be enough, I think.
Harry's still in the Aga fight.
That's not comfy at all. Yeah, he's
good.
Already in the red and the splits. Good thing is like his mistakes weren't really what cost him the run. It was just not to be because the RMG is at the end.
Yeah, that's just
how this category is sometimes. You can have a great run and then hit 8 blue balls and it's over. You just have to be at peace with that. So like Bayer perfectly metering out his magic. This works because also he's not going to be doing a fire rod Aga Tower. He's going to do probably a silvers Aga Tower.
Yeah, Silver's kind of just does what Fire Rod does, but better. Because it doesn't have the flame animation for the burning animation for the first 2 gold guards.
You do have to ration your arrows a little. Actually, you don't, because you can get some in circle of pots.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of do, but on 11 arrows you don't.
Yeah, 11's plenty.
Fine. Yeah, 11's a million.
Ooh! Oh no! Oh, I think he was aiming for the wrong Aga.
Oh no!
Because he was perfectly hitting one of the phantoms with that spin. Really good aim, but it was the wrong Aga. Oh, he can't clipe. I mean, he can, but very hard when Ganon's just sitting there in the way. Okay, there he gets torch glitch. That's going to be a really normal Ganon fight. Ganon's a little friendly in all dungeons because you always start with full health.
Yep.
The bat situation is the same. It still depends on your Ice Armos fight. I think maybe for Mr. Briar it might be different because his Ice Armos fight happened before Argus. He might actually have to think about dodging bats, but he also has red mail, so it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah, he really just has to not get knocked off and he'll be fine because he's got red mail and full health.
He got a gold on this Ganon fight, putting him, for those blue balls he got, not bad, staying under 1 minute from PB. I think within 1 minute of PB is always like a good goal for any attempt where you're just like not resetting for, PB attempts, but you're just like trying to finish runs. Finishing within a minute is a really good target.
Yeah, solid run for sure from Ari.
Especially because, it's clear he lost 37 seconds to blue balls over PB. Sorry, over gold. So I guess that's a... What is that? It's hard to know because his Aga Tower doesn't split. But there are people who know what 37 seconds means in blue ball time. Never gotten 0 in AD since splitting Aga. That makes sense. Yeah, you get fewer runs to Aga in this category than you do in energy. Actually, I'm not even sure that's true. Energy resets a lot at Hera, and all dungeons doesn't.
Yeah, but all dungeons resets a bit more in other places, so really just depends.
Alright, we've swapped in another runner as Ari joins us for an interview. So, GG, Ari. Nice win.
Hello. Thank you.
Some really nice paces he had going there. Shame I had to go into blue balls and the usual all disasters. Actually, a lot fewer disasters than you expect in a race.
Yeah, a couple of just sloppy mistakes and then a couple of disasters around Ice and Turtle Rock, but those are kind of the usual culprits anyway. I don't do enough runs to really get the routine for really the harder clips and frame. Yeah, the more frame perfect stuff.
The mirror wraps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just pressed the wrong direction when trying to jump to set up for the ice wrap. Yeah, but the turtle wrap just kind of gets in my head because I haven't hit it in such a long time. First try. So I just need to practice it. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah, that really is just how this category goes. Nice clip from JD.
Yep, first successful clip in the race. JD, just looking at their splits, looks like they had a successful basement clip at the beginning, maybe a death in Skullwoods. But other than that, just holding steady.
Yeah. Yeah, that really is just how it goes with AD. You just gotta get used to the clips, gotta have them in practice, and then maybe there's such a thing as a good run after all, but...
Yeah, someday. It's just such a really fun category. No matter what route I assume, I watched the restream on the side, and Mr. Byers' route looked amazing. And
yeah. Sorry, I want to point something out that I think is really cool. We have full Neapolitan males going on. Bayer is red, but JD is blue, and then Ari was green. Love to see it.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Variety is the spice of life. Now we need to figure out how to do some race where the PBs could be equal, and you also have 3 different swords.
Different swords. Yeah, it's the difference between master and. I mean, you don't even pull pet in this one.
No,
It's hard to make that work.
But you could end with Skullwoods and then pull.
You can have someone running like low AD, and then have somebody running preset where you get gold sword instead of tempered.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be very fair. Preset's way faster, but still. I mean, low percent is also extremely cursed and very slow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, low percent is fun to watch, but terrible to play for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's just low percent is like finishing a low percent run is a huge accomplishment. That
Yes.
Your time doesn't even matter. If you finish, you have won the world. All right. Oh, Bayer misses 1-on-1.
Oh no.
Oh.
Wait,
Could
what?
maybe save it. No, could say yeah. That's beautiful. That's
So did he
exactly.
What? So
Like,
you can just save it with enough slashes?
If you slash right after missing Trident Spin, then you get just enough hits in that if cannon lands, then you can get like 6 slashes in or something. It just barely works out. It's exactly how my Ganon went when I got my first 123. I missed the Trident Spin and still saved a 1-on-1, and
That
I was
must have
sweating
been
it.
a roller coaster.
Yes.
That almost looked like Bayer wasn't expecting to get the bats and wasn't prepared to actually carry the 1-on-1 through to phase 2, so he got a 1 and 2 instead.
Okay.
Which is unfortunately worse than
Yeah.
a 2-and-1, but that's understandable. I don't think anyone expected that to turn into a phase 2 right there. But it got silvers. He's actually going for Torch Clutch there because it sets him up for a nice potential triple here. Really nice phase 4. He's happy about that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
beautiful.
That's a really nice phase 4.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was like one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, I love to see it. Silver's Ganon has a lot of nuance. Like when to go for a Torch Glitch, when not to.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a really fun fight that we don't get to see enough of in speedrunning.
Yeah, get your G's in for Bayer. Yeah, now we're just like a minute and a bit away from JD's finish, and we can all get in and be happy.
Oh, I was gonna say commiserate, but this also works.
Huh.
Is that an actual PB for
yeah,
Bayer?
it is a PB. Something happened in GT and AGA in his PP. Maybe he got a lot of blue balls.
Maybe he tried to do basement again.
Oh, no, because he didn't save the time in pod. He saved the time at the end.
No, I meant GT basement.
Oh, GT basement. Oh, like he just muscle memoried it? I guess we'll have to ask him when he comes into the booth. But yeah, 117.18, that's really nice. I don't think this is like a real PB. I want to say that he has a faster time in Earthy Hook without basement clip, but I'm not sure about that.
That could be, yeah.
I feel like he has a 115 or a 116.
Mr.
But
Bayer
it's
has
still-
a 114.39.
There we
from
go.
20 days
Ah.
ago.
That's
Gotcha.
recent. I'm clearly not up to date on his runs. Okay, JD has decided not to do the torch glitch, no torch glitch fight. This will be just reset the fight. Honestly, this is slower, but also nobody actually wants to do a no torch glitch fight. It's not fun.
It's like the most
really-
boring thing.
It's really not fun. Unless you like go for the no triples, like the triples, and you have like a strat for it, then it can maybe kind of be fun, but it's just not fun. It's boring. Might as well use this. Might as well use this as Ganon practice and have like a real fight. And we are welcoming in Mr. Byer. GG on your route PB.
GG.
Yeah.
Just a couple minutes close to getting real PB on this route. It's pretty cool when that happens.
Well, I got a real PB like 2 weeks ago.
I heard you got a 114, which is faster than me. I need to get on it.
It was this route. It was the non-red mail version of this route.
Oh, it was a basement clip, but not red. Okay, this is like your race route.
Yeah.
I see.
It just makes really all the little stuff really.
It's fun to have a race route because it gives you an excuse to do like run against splits that aren't your PB, and also not have to reset as much.
If we're talking about splits that are not my PB, I have like 7 different splits in this category. And so I always get fake golds, so they're probably not real, but they're encouraging, I guess.
Alright.
Oh
that
no!
is another no torch glitch.
Oh no. Yeah, missing torch glitch is really not good.
Figuring it out though. Got to maybe start thinking about using the lamp instead, which would at least make torch glitch easier.
Yeah.
I fully admit I actually don't go for fire and torch glitch in any category.
Yeah, you really don't need to for the longest time. Like it's a bit faster, but not as much that if you're not comfortable with it to go for it. Yeah, JD is definitely not a quitter. Like I barely see them reset runs as well.
Yeah.
When they were streaming, like a real trooper.
I think they reset at basement clip, but then if they get it, they go the whole way.
Yeah.
They don't even split before basement clip because they say the run doesn't start until basement clip is over.
It's a nice mindset to have as well.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, running this the past couple of races, like, up until basement clip, you get really nervous about, like, potentially missing Lonk a million times, getting the citruses fast, and then obviously getting the basement clip. But after that point, I like, lose all the stress, and I just stopped being nervous for the rest of the run, and it's actually pretty nice. Especially with red mail.
Yeah, I can imagine that with this route, once you get past basically GT basement or basement clip even, then it's pretty smooth sailing.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Well, might be.
No, Thieves Town is still scary.
Oh no.
GT was scary for Byer. Like even if you're going for red mail route, like GT is not free. JD might want to start using lamp here.
Yeah, this is
probably okay. Not okay if you do this though. Maybe they're counting something. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
not counting. Oh well, that's definitely not gonna work. Well, that's unfortunate.
Man.
We're gonna try again.
Oh.
Getting magic back is hard though.
Yeah, either you go into like the Uncle hallway and grab the magic there, and then try to like freeze something and hammer it that like advances the magic prize pack, and like go in and out. Or you can't even flute it free, right? To bonk the tree above CAC. That's so rough.
Yeah, no flute.
I guess the best option here would be mirror to Uncle, farm that.
And then you ice rod something and hit it with the hammer.
Yeah.
We're getting a potion.
Okay,
we have exactly enough rupees to have 1 rupee left over. Oh, this is really clever, actually. I like this. Okay, so this is a free
Oh.
potion.
Yeah, we're getting it for Pyramid Fairy.
We can get silvers too.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, I like this. This is like a good backup for like you die to Ganon and you have like no magic, like get your silvers and yeah, this is really cool. Never thought of this.
I don't think JD will get silver since he said he doesn't really like the silvers.
Maybe their tune will change after like 3 phase 4s though. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you don't like silvers. But
I'll bet they get it.
I think it's. I mean, you can. I honestly, in this situation, I'd say screw it. I'd be getting gold sword too. So I just want it to be over.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be worth getting it, but I mean, I would just out of spite. I'm here. I'm gonna get my gold sword.
Here we go again.
I can't believe that wasn't the Ganon.
Okay, come on, Ganon. I think a really funny thing to do would be to just get the silvers and not use them. Wait, it's actually what we're doing. Nice.
Let's
They're
go.
just a souvenir. It's probably just like insurance against torch glitch, but I like to think of it as like just flexing on the fairy. Like, hey, I'm gonna get these, but I'm not gonna use them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Showing Ganon. I'm fighting with my left hand here. I could end this right now. I'm gonna draw this out.
Sometimes you gotta make him suffer.
Or you keep going until you get like an accidental blue Ganon because you went for a cape spin and then you're just out, just sink a couple into him. Alright, nice comeback.
And GG to JD.
GG.
GG's.
But yeah, GG's to all you guys. Anything else you want to say about your run before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this run. Also, I got 7 blue balls. So I think, accounting for that, I think this is close to my old PB before I got the 114. So I'm really happy with this route.
Nice. Yeah, 7 blue balls, 54 seconds, so almost full minute. Yeah, it really looked like there were a lot of solid splits in there. I was watching it, like I was watching the restream on the side, and I don't know like the particulars of the routes, but it looked good. You had some issues getting to Zora, I think. That was like the main thing that stood out.
Oh, I did end up switching Pod into Turtle Rock because when I tried to Kiki skip, I ended up wrapping screen instead. So I figured to just switch those two because I'm pretty sure they don't step on each other's toes at all.
Yeah,
I don't think we even caught your blue ball count, Ari, because we were watching Mr. Byer play the video game.
It was 5.
Okay.
I think. No? Yeah. It was kind of typical, but that's just kind of how it goes. I didn't like the RNG. Doesn't really bother me in general. Like the big RNG.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially in this route, you can just always play the game until that point, and if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's just the category is fun enough that you just take it as it comes.
Yeah, such is the game. When you play,
exactly.
I feel like you just got to get used to it.
Yeah, like, of course, sometimes you got to complain about like a big streak of bad luck. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, very happy about the run. Like I haven't really done 80 that much recently, so just kind of go in it cold and do just the quick like mire to swamp section, and that was kind of it. But yeah, that's like a couple disasters, but that's good. That's how it goes, especially in a. It's a lot of fun to see and showcase all the different routes that are possible.
For sure. But yeah, I think that does it for us. But yeah, thanks to Mala for coming with me, and thanks to everybody for showing up, and thanks to ZSR for restreaming us.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. We are going to go right over to ZSR2, where they have a Twilight Princess any percent race, but we've got a lot more on the ZSR channels tomorrow. There's Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Skyward Sword. So stay tuned, and hope everyone has a good rest of their Saturday.